Hey, what's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you reader survey results for members of my Chasing Strength newsletter, where we discuss all things kettlebell workouts and beyond. So here's the background. Earlier this month, I sent a survey to my newsletter readers. And if you're not on my newsletter, we'll leave a link in the description below in case you want to join. And what I was asking was, what are number one biggest frustrations you're facing, and what's the one thing you need the most help with right now? And so I'll throw some screenshots up here for you. I mean, I was very pleased at the responses that I got, but honestly, I was a little shocked, and here's why. And that's because I'm already addressing most of people's frustrations in my near daily emails, and yet they're still frustrated, which, as you can imagine, to me, as a problem solver, a natural born problem solver, that is a frustrating situation for me. So I'll throw these screenshots up here, right? And so here's a case in point about people still being frustrated. You can see from these two screenshots that some of people's most common problems are time, as in, like they don't have enough time, or they don't have enough time to train. They don't have enough time to work out, not having enough time to train with young kids. These are very common frustrations for people. And yet, this is something I read about routinely, and you've seen this in my videos here on this channel if you've watched any number of them, okay? And that's because I have routinely experienced time poverty myself as a dad of two kids who are used to be young and now are approaching, my son is soon to be a teenager here in a few months, and my daughter's 10. And we're constantly running them around there, all their activities, and we homeschool, and so there's all that sort of thing, right? So routinely, I send emails out to folks about 20 to 30-minute short time efficient workouts, right? You've seen me present some of those here on this channel in some of these videos. So I figured that, maybe three things are happening here, at least three things. These are the first three things that popped into my head. One, these folks aren't getting my emails. And if you're new to this channel or not on my email list, I don't expect you to have gotten those emails, right? They're getting these emails, but not opening them, or they're not taking action on the content that's actually in the emails. And if you know anything about these videos that I make, or if you're on my email list, you'll know that I actually don't just pimp programs and products all the time, like many marketers and coaches and so on and so forth. I actually want to provide you with information that you can apply in that very moment, right? Maybe there's just another reason that I'm not factoring in and I'm just not seeing here. In other words, there's a blind spot that I'm missing. All right. So here's another thing that shocked me. A lot of people had a request for some kind of year-long plan. It was like a do this. If you could just tell me what to do, right, for the next year, workout by workout, that'd be great. So I'll flash some examples up here on the screen, right? Let's see, for example, being able to map out a year training that can be consistently repeated yet balanced. All right, how to find the balance between strength development, some hypertrophy, zone 2, zone 5 cardio planned for the year, executed by the week. Here's another one, programming year to year. Here's another one, minimalist programs for nearly 50-year-old guys that give you the minimum effective dose of training and mobility to being able to train forever and keep my body athletic, right? Pretty specific there. In other words, I want to stay young. I don't want to succumb to the effects of age, and I can empathize. How to best arrange programs over a year to get best results. Strength program for 2 months, followed by fat loss, followed by endurance. I would like a map to help my training over a number of years. There'd be different maps to accomplish different goals. I'm going to throw some more up here. You can just take a look at them, right? There's always lots of information in the columns. I'd be helpful to detail an overall framework for training for a year. For example, what type of program and what sequence and why. Many readers have previous experience. Often it's not appealing to simply do one 4 to 6 week program without a plan or what to do next, so on and so forth. Like, I could keep going on this, but you get my point. So here's another frustration, right? Is I actually have programs that do exactly the things that these people are asking, right? So if you, as a side note, if you, dear viewer, find yourself in that category, I have two programs that can help you out, right? I'll leave some links here. One is called Kettlebell WOD. WOD is workout of the day. It's not random. It's completely programmed. It's 53 weeks, which is what? 1 year and 1 week. Right. And it takes care of many, if not most people's obstacles and frustrations. So, for example, it does 4 things, right? It's fully planned for 53 weeks, and it climbs the 5-level pyramid of kettlebell training. If you're not familiar with that, we'll leave a link in the video, link for that video, in the description below. And it actually starts you at the bottom of level 1, and over the course of the year, it takes you all the way to the top with level 5. Number 2, it's time efficient. These are 5 20-minute workouts a week. So there's a 5-minute warm-up, and then a 15-minute workout. or 15-minute training session, if you will. So it fits in the busiest of schedules. Okay. Number 3, it's designed to take care of strength, hypertrophy, cardio, and there's even some mobility work in there. So it takes care of all that for you. And number 4, everything is mapped out from start to finish. Again, that's kettlebell WOD, and I will leave a link in the description for it below, right? Now, some of the other people were complaining that aches, pains, issues, injuries they need to work around, get rid of. And if you find yourself in that category where you need more mobility and more longevity work, then I have another full year-long program called Inevitable Strength. And that might be right up your alley. And the reason I call it Inevitable Strength is because if you follow the process, becoming strong or strong again is inevitable. All right. So I'll leave a link in the description below if you want that. And then finally, there were people who were still frustrated that they couldn't get rid of their excess body fat, which is just, it's borderline for me hysterical and mind-numbingly frustrating, because I write about that pretty routinely. And as you've seen on this channel, right, we talk about how to lose body fat using your kettlebells. All right. So here's one example. Okay. Lose stubborn body fat while maintaining muscle without drastically changing my diet. And as you can imagine, there are a lot more in similar vein, right? Lose weight, lose fat, change body composition, that sort of thing. Again, another frustrating thing is I just put out a brand new program, Kettlebell GHFL. Okay. And it's all about that. It's all about the whole point and intent behind that program is to lose stubborn stomach fat. Okay. Just using kettlebells without having to diet. So you don't have to change anything about your diet. It's a research-backed protocol. And my initial beta testers were pleasantly shocked and surprised at the results that they got from that program, right? So it is the program that takes the concept of you can't out-train a bad diet and proves that concept wrong, okay? So it doesn't give you a license to eat like a pig, but what it does mean is, you don't have to go on a hardcore diet or any diet at all to see results. So I'll leave a link in the description below this video if that's you, if that's one of your frustrations. Now, here's another shocking result to me, for lack of a better term, is how many people were still and are still struggling with this concept of motivation, especially since I send out near weekly motivation pieces on Mondays. It's called Monday Motivation. I just recently changed it to Mindset Monday because it's similar but better, right? It's an upgrade from motivation. Is if you change your mindset, motivation comes almost naturally, right? It's no longer a struggle. Anyway, I thought I would share some of these things with you because regardless of what you're struggling with or frustrated with at this moment, I thought it'd be helpful for you to know that you're just not alone. One of people's common frustrations is that they feel all alone and that nobody understands them and that their problem is unique to them. And the reality is, no matter what you're struggling with, like there's someone who's been there. Okay. So whether it's time poverty or motivation or wanting to eat donuts instead of training, even though you should train and not eat donuts, like you're just not alone. All right. So I'm going to keep writing about this stuff. I'm going to keep making videos about this stuff until something clicks for you, if that's the case. Right. And I just wanted to tell you also that I recently launched a new project that I think can help you with that. You might be interested in checking it out. So it's going to improve your motivation. It improves your technical work, your technique, training with your kettlebell exercises. It's definitely time efficient. It improves your consistency and it improves your commitment to yourself, which by default improves consistency, as well as all the usual stuff, right? Which is getting stronger, leaning out, improving conditioning, and so on and so forth. And if that sounds like something you really need right now, or maybe you're just interested in checking something like that out, excuse me, it's actually a new training app, and I'll leave a link for it in the description below, okay, if you're interested in checking it out. So that's all I've got for you. I thought you'd be interested in seeing reader survey results. Again, if you're not on the newsletter and you want to be, we'll leave a link in the description below. If you found this video helpful, click the like button, click subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you found it really helpful, share it with somebody, all right? And again, as always, I'll leave links to the programs mentioned in this video in the descriptions below. Until next time, my friend, stay strong.